So what's up, guys? In this video, I'm using Kimmy, who I think is one of the strongest marksmen right now. She can be played as a mid laner or a gold laner. I don't think she's suitable as a jungler because the current meta favors assassin junglers. And as we know, Kimmy struggles a lot, especially since she has no dash skill. It's hard for her to land basic attacks and skills against assassins. And if you play her as a jungler, it means you're using the Retribution spell, which is a big disadvantage because it makes her easier to kill. Plus, you'll have a hard time contesting the turtle or lord, since it's difficult to press Retribution while you're holding the basic attack button. You can't use Retribution while holding basic attack. Also, she almost doesn't need the purple buff, like what's it even for? It doesn't really have any effect on Kimmy, which is why I'm saying she's not suitable as a jungler. It's better to use her in the mid or gold lane instead. And I noticed that she can be a replacement for Granger, who got nerfed really hard in the latest update, though there are some noticeable differences that we should consider. I watch tournaments a lot, especially MPLPH, which we all know is home to the strongest players and teams in the world, so you can really learn a lot by watching. I've noticed that Kimmy is now used more often than Granger, and that's something we should keep in mind. These are 5-man pro teams, which means in a full team setup, Kimmy is currently stronger than Granger, no doubt. Though I can say the old revamped Granger was stronger than this new revamped Kimmy. Granger is strong whether you're in a 5-man or playing solo, because he can make plays on his own and still be a beast in team fights. On the other hand, Kimmy is team dependent, which is why I said she's hard to use in solo queue. That's also the reason why I had a duo in this game, because I've already used her many times in solo, and it's really hard if your teammates don't care. But I can confidently say that Kimmy is stronger than almost all marksmen right now, especially when she's protected and used by someone who knows how to play her well. That's why she's really worth supporting, unlike Layla, Hanabi, or Mia, who even if you babysit them, you still can't be sure if they'll get strong or be able to carry. And another thing, she deals magic damage while Granger deals physical damage. Granger's first skill and Kimmy's basic attacks are almost the same. Both can move while attacking. But Granger is single target, which makes him stronger in 1v1 situations. Kimmy, on the other hand, can hit everyone within her range, making her better in team fights, especially when there's a tank to set up and a support to protect her, because she's really easy to kill. One good thing about Granger is that since he's skill-based, heroes like Natalia and Karina can't immune his skills. That's one of Kimmy's weaknesses. Those kinds of heroes can easily counter her. If you remember, I already made a video about Kimmy back when her revamp came out, and I said that Weakness Finder is a very effective tier 3 talent for her when paired with the Mage emblem. And now, almost all Kimmy users, even top globals and pro players, are using Weakness Finder. I'm just happy that my observation was right even back then. I realized it really fast, and Kimmy can abuse that talent so well. I also said in that video that Feather of Heaven and Concentrated Energy are her core items, and that's still true even in top global builds. And I think you can also add Rose Gold Meteor to that build so she doesn't get bursted down easily, especially if you're playing solo and don't have any teammates to rely on for protection. So this is already my second game in this video, and I thought Ling could easily kill Vexana since she was already low HP, so I decided to chase Jawhead instead. But then Ling kind of messed up, so he struggled to kill Vexana and almost died. I only caught up with Gusion after killing Jawhead, and I managed to kill Gusion too. Then I used my first skill to dash through the wall and recalled back to base. Then here, as you can see, Leslie was overconfident and even kept spamming her recall, only to end up dying. She was so funny. That was one of the most embarrassing things you can do in this game. Leslie and Jawhead were both hilarious. Jawhead even charged at me despite being low HP, so he didn't make it. They were just so funny. So yeah, you can really notice how different Kimmy performs when she has a tank teammate who can set up plays, front line for the team, and at the same time protect her well. What I noticed from the matchmaking in the 2 games we played, both times our teammates were in a trio, and both games they ended up getting carried. That's why I hate having trios as teammates, because that's almost always what happens. I also noticed that playing duo feels harder than playing solo, because you often get matched with other duos or trios, and most of the time the enemy trio is the strong one with good rotations. That's why I actually prefer playing solo to avoid getting matched with trio teammates who need to be carried. But I really can't avoid it. Moonton just keeps pairing solo players with trios who drag the team down. Just look at the team score. I already had an 8-2-2 KDA here, but the enemy team was still ahead because our mage and EXP laner were feeding. 2 out of the 3 in that trio were feeders, so the enemy still had the lead despite my KDA. But honestly, that's super common with trio teammates. You won't even be surprised anymore if 2 of them feed and only 1 performs decently. You rarely see a strong trio from Mythical Glory and below, especially if they're on your team. I actually died here because Yujin fed Arlott way too much. And just look at how that trio moved. You can clearly see they had no individual skills and no chemistry. For me, chemistry and communication are way more important in situations like that. Chemistry can easily make up for lack of individual skill. But of course, ideally, you should have both if you're going to play as a trio or 5-man team. You shouldn't rely on your random teammates to carry the game. The problem with most trio teammates is that they don't have individual skill. They have 0 chemistry, and to make it worse, they're often trash talkers too. They've got some serious nerve. You shouldn't rely on your random teammates to carry the game. The problem with most trio teammates is that they don't have individual skill, they have 0 chemistry, and to make it worse, they're often trash talkers too. They've got some serious nerve. So in the first game, I went with a full magic build, but this time I tried a crit build. I built Berserker's Fury and Windtalker. I already explained in my first Kimmy video why Windtalker is good on her and how you can really abuse its passive, just like Weakness Finder. Though honestly, I still prefer the full magic build since your skills deal decent damage too, unlike with the crit build where most of your damage comes from basic attacks. So after I killed Gusion here, who was the enemy jungler, we went for the Lord. Even though we didn't have a jungler either, we just left it to whoever could secure it. But I felt like we had the advantage over the enemy team. What's good about the critical build is that Kimmy's basic attacks hit way harder because of the crits. Plus, you get Windtalker's passive every 2 seconds. So the damage really adds up, especially if you know you can free hit during team fights and the enemies can't reach you easily. This build is definitely worth it in situations like that.
Get back and fight. Initiate retreat.
So yeah, even the enemies felt my damage, and we still won this game even though our mage and XP laner were feeders. So how about you? What do you think about the current Kimmy? Do you think she's one of the strongest now, or still not quite there? Which hero do you think gives Kimmy a hard time aside from assassins?